All right, guys, welcome to my Cuphead achievement list breakdown and speculation video. I've been doing these this fall with games, and I'm probably going to continue this on the channel. I think it's kind of cool that we get together, look at all the achievements and the trophies together, speculate a bit on how hard it's going to take or how hard it's going to be able to get some of these things out and 100% our games. I told you guys a couple weeks back that if I decided to cover Cuphead, I would do a video like this, and so here we are. The first achievement is called Taking Names. We have to defeat a boss. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. I'm sure some bosses will be more tough than others, but we'll just find that the easiest boss that we can find in the game, and we'll get our achievement that way. I will tell you this, and you're seeing some gameplay footage in the background right now. This is the 8 minutes of gameplay that I saw over at IGN. I'm just going to be looping this in the background. You will notice that some of the levels, I think the first one that the player went to was Forest Follies, and at the end of that level there was a boss, right? I don't know if that's going to be classified as a boss for this achievement, because later on, right after the player finishes that level, they go to another section where they just fight a boss. So there's going to be areas in this game where you go through a level and the boss is at the end of the level, and then there's going to be other ones, other parts of the world map where you just fight a boss. So I don't know if both of those fights count as defeating a boss, or if it's just going to be the ones that are isolated. So we'll have to see, but I'm pretty sure that they would count both. But that'll be something that I test, obviously, when I get my hands on the game. The next achievement is called A Walk in the Park. We have to defeat every boss in Inkwell Isle #1. The next one is called A Day at the Fair. Same thing, defeat every boss in Inkwell Isle #2. And then A Trip Downtown, defeat every boss in Inkwell Isle #3. So those are your world maps. I don't know if it's going to be 3 separate world maps, or maybe there's just one world map and it's divided in 3 different sections. Does that make sense? But we're definitely going to have 3 different spaces that we're going to have to go to and take out some bosses. I don't have any clue right now, guys, how many bosses are in each section, but we'll see more about that when we get our hands on the game. And like I said, I'll have to test to see if the level boss fights count, or if it's just the isolated boss fights in order to get the achievement. The next one is called Casino Night, complete the casino. I'm thinking that this is probably just a kind of like a spot in one of the other areas. So like it might be in Inkwell Isle #2, right? I don't know if the casino is going to be its own separate spot in the game. Does that make sense? I think the Inkwell Isles are going to be where the world stage is, and then the casino would just be in one of those areas, and we have to complete that. I don't know exactly what we have to do, guys, to complete that. I haven't seen anything online, but definitely got to do that to get another achievement. Spoiler alert here, these are secret achievements. I haven't clicked them yet myself. I'm on True Achievements right now, just going through this with you guys live. So I'm about to click on these. You may not want to hear what these are because they're secret, but here we go. Swing You Center, defeat the devil, and Selling Out, give in to the devil. So those are that's obviously the end of the game, in my opinion, especially if you look at the subtitle for the game where it talks about that it has something to do with the devil. So that's the end of the game. That's why they wanted to keep those a secret. That means we're going to have 2 different endings to this game, I would assume, and hopefully we can save the game prior to the boss fight, beat it one way, and then load the save up and beat it the other way, and then we don't have to make another playthrough. That would be awesome. So that will take care of both of those. Let's see. Put on a show, get an S rank. If you're unfamiliar with this game, guys, when you go through a level or when you fight a boss, at the end of it, you're going to get a tally, just like you would get in like a Devil May Cry game, or I think Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City had something like this, and it just ranks you on your performance. I want to say there was 5 different categories, I believe, is how they rank you. You're seeing it in the gameplay in the background. I think there's 4 or 5 different ways that they say whether you're going to get an S rank or not. I'll have to go through and figure out exactly what determines an S rank. There may be some stats that they weigh higher than others, which means if you have something that you perform bad at, you could possibly compensate that with another stat. We'll have to see how that goes. I know that's how it was in Operation Raccoon City back when we covered that game on the channel. So I'll do some testing on that and, try to bring you guys the ironclad guarantee way of getting an S rank in the game. And it doesn't specify whether you have to get that S rank in a level or just a boss fight. So the key thing there is if we can just get it in a boss fight, something that you can just keep practicing without having to drudge through a level, then that's obviously where I'll send you guys to get that achievement, and we'll try to get it on one of the earlier bosses, which are typically the easier bosses, and we can get it that way. Sheriff is another achievement. Obtain an A rank or higher on all bosses in Inkwell Isle I. Then we have Boss. Obtain an A rank or higher on all bosses in Inkwell Isle II. And then Mayor, do the same thing for Inkwell Isle III. We also have King, which is obtain an A rank or higher on all bosses in Inkwell Isle Hell. Okay, so that confirms we're going to have 4 different sections, or 4 different, world maps, if you will, to check out, and we're going to have to get an A rank or higher on all the bosses. I will tell you this, and like I said, you're probably seeing this in the background. Before you fight the boss, it does give you a difficulty selection. It says simple or regular. So I'm assuming that means normal or expert. I'm assuming. So if we can get this on the normal difficulty, then that's what we're gonna do. Or I should say the simple difficulty. Then we'll get our ranks that way, because the boss fight will be a lot easier. All right, and let's see. Another achievement is Souls Saved. Complete the game on normal. Beat the devil at his own game, complete the game on expert. So like I'm saying, I don't know if simple and regular means normal and expert, or if you can assign an overall difficulty to the game from the main menu, maybe from the start of the game where it's normal or expert. I'm not really sure how that works, so I'll have to test that when we get the game, when we start playing it. Another achievement is Butter and Egg Man. Buy everything in Porkrind's shop. Now, if you've been watching this gameplay in the background, there is a shop right there at the beginning of the game. I'm assuming this person's on Inkwell Isle #1. That's what I'm assuming. And I'm thinking that's the shop. I don't know if there's going to be other shops on the other, like if there's going to be one shop on Inkwell Isle I and then another shop on Inkwell Isle II. But I'm pretty sure that's the Porkrind shop that they're talking about. And this is just an achievement where we have to buy a bunch of stuff. It's more of an inventory thing. So I don't think that's going to be all that difficult. We just need to make sure we get enough stuff to buy everything. So I'll be doing some calculations and letting you guys know how much of the currency of the game you need to be able to get all that stuff out. All right, another secret achievement. So here you go. Spoiler alert, I'm clicking it now. Cutting corners, find a shortcut. So I don't think the shortcuts are going to be inside of the levels. I think they're more or less talking about the world map. So I know if you ever played Super Mario World back in the day, you could find shortcuts. This game kind of reminds me of that in the way that it's laid out. So I don't think that's going to be all that difficult to find. Another achievement is Ceramic Strike. Defeat a boss with an extra special move. I don't think that's going to be that difficult, especially like I said, if we can go in there and just keep fighting bosses over and over and over again without having to play through a level. It's just a matter of making sure that you kill the boss with that with that extra special move at the end. I didn't see, maybe I wasn't paying attention enough when I watched this gameplay. I'm trying to look at a bit of it now, but I'm looking at the boss fight that I'm looking at right here, and it's the one where the Cuphead character is inside of the garden. And I don't see any health bar for the boss. So that might be the only tricky thing is knowing exactly when the boss is about to die. So it may come down to the point where we have to just spam that special move when we feel like the boss is about to die, right? Just keep doing it over and over and over again until we're able to get that final hit. I still need to figure out how the special moves charge and all that kind of stuff. So that could possibly be a little bit difficult. We'll see. Porcelain Power, defeat a boss with a super art. I think that'll be very much similar to the Ceramic Strike achievement. Magician Lord, obtain all super arts. I guess that depends on how you earn super arts. I don't know if you're gonna get those. Maybe you buy them from that Porkrind shop, or maybe there's some kind of level progression system built into this game and you just earn them over time. Not sure how that works, but I'll find out for you guys. Another achievement is Perfect Run. Complete a level without getting hit. I don't think that's going to be that difficult. In fact, the first level that he went to here in his gameplay does not seem all that difficult. I think it was called Forest Follies. I don't think that's going to be all that difficult, guys. I'll find a level that I feel like is short or doesn't have a lot of chaos on it, and that'll probably be the one that I bring to you guys for a video. Another one is called Coffers Full. We have to get every coin in all of the levels, and this is kind of what I was getting to earlier. Based on what I saw on this dude's gameplay, he went to Forest Follies first, and right before he booted into that level, he got like a title card, and it said Forest Follies, and then it was 5. It looked like coins, but they weren't coins. They were just dotted lines that I guess showed you that there were coins in the level, and I think there was 5 of them. And then as he's running the level, you see the coins, and they're fairly obvious, and hopefully they're just obvious as we go through all of the levels. Probably won't be, but hopefully they are. So once we get all those, that will be able to give us the achievement. I'm glad that they have a built-in function in this game to tell us how many coins are in each level, so we don't have to guess or go on forums to try to figure that stuff out. I'm a big fan of games that track stats that way. I know Uncharted did that with their treasures, right? You would have 12 treasures in a chapter, and you could just load that chapter in, go to chapter select, and you would obviously know how many you needed, how many were left, and you could go on the hunt. So I do like that feature. And like I said, this level that he went through, guys, is only a couple minutes long, and literally the coins felt very spaced out within the level, right? Almost as if you could almost predict when they were going to pop up again on screen. So if they're all staggered that way, even if they're very hard to find, that might be a clue as to where that one might be if it's a little bit more mysterious. So I don't think that's going to be a problem, especially if it tells us where the coins are. Bouncing ball is another achievement. Parry 5 times before hitting the ground. I don't think that's going to be difficult. Usually there's an area in the game or a boss fight or something like that where it's just obvious that you can do parries. And so I think once that clicks and we know where that is, I think that's how that achievement will run. Parry persistence, complete 20 parries. I don't think that's going to be all that difficult, especially if we can replay boss fights and replay levels. We can find that one spot and just keep parrying. And then the same thing goes for the last one, parry performance, complete 100 parries. All right, so that is the achievement list. The only ones that I'm truly concerned about, guys, is I'm honestly not even concerned about the S rank because we only got to get it one time. And then I'm concerned about the A rank on all the bosses. That's the only other ones that I'm really concerned about. I'm not concerned about the coin one. Most of the time I'm concerned about the collectible ones because, like I said, they don't tell you how many is in each chapter and junk like that, but this one seems to do that. I think overall it's not going to be that bad of a list to get through. So I'm going to be bringing you guys the achievements for this game. I have no idea what playlist I'm going to be putting this under. Obviously, I'm going to shoot for 100%, which means it'll go in the Vault playlist. But if I'm not able to get it 100% before I need to cover my next game, which is, cross my fingers, Shadow of War, hopefully, and then I'm trying to squeeze in Assassin's Creed after that game, then it may go into the stash, and I'll just cover the ones that I feel like you guys might need the most help with. That's the reason why I spent so much time at the beginning of the year reorganizing my playlist, so that I'm not locked in to covering a game 100% based on my time and new games that are coming out. Whereas before, I had to cover all games 100%, and it was super stressful at times. But I can tell you right now that I'm going into this with the mindset of doing them all 24 of them up on the channel. So just keep that in mind. So that's it. Hopefully in the next day or two, you guys will start seeing some achievement guides dropping for Cuphead, and I hope you guys enjoy them. We'll see you in the next one. You guys be good.